Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake, and what we're going to make is an easy yeast pie crust. If a lot of you are frustrated with making pie crust for your tarts or your pies or your lemon meringues or whatever, this recipe is for you. Now, I made the pie crust dough in my bread maker on the dough cycle. You can certainly make it by hand in your stand-up mixer with your dough hook, or you can also use your food processor too, if you prefer. I'm going to give you the ingredients to make the crust. First off, you're going to use a half a cup of water at 80 degrees, 2 tablespoons of milk, and that should be at about 110 degrees. A quarter cup of oil. Now you can use vegetable oil, you can use whatever oil that you prefer. 1 egg that's beaten, 1 teaspoon of salt, a quarter of a cup of granulated sugar, and 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. Now, once your dough cycle is done, and I'll pull this out so I can show you, this is what it's going to look like. Now you're going to get 2 10-inch pie crusts out of this, okay? So I'm going to, cut it in half. And I'm going to put the other one on the side for the moment. I'm just going to put a kitchen towel over it and just punch the air out of the pie crust. I need to grab a little bit of flour. You don't want to put too much flour down, just enough that you need. And then with the rolling pin, I want to roll it out to 12 inches for a 10-inch pie. Now, because it is a yeast dough, it is going to contract. You pull it, it's going to contract. You can actually take your hands as I am and just stretch it out to get yourself started with your rolling pin to make it a little bit easier. And you can see how nice and elastic and flexible this is. All right. And again, we'll just keep rolling it. Now you might think, oh, I don't think I'm going to like a yeast pie crust. Well, you know what? Make it, bake it, and try it, and you will be impressed that it's so easy to handle, so easy to bake up. It's crisp, it's light, it just makes the greatest tasting pie crust. It really does, and it's so easy to handle it. Okay, I actually make it even a little bit bigger because I can always cut the excess off. And I'm going to put that in my 10-inch pie plate. Okay. And just push it down with your fingers. And you can see I made mine a little bit bigger. What's nice is though you can just cut off the excess with a knife if you've got a little too much. I'll do that right on this one little spot and a little bit over here. Okay. And then however you want to finish the edges off by pinching or whatever you like to do. I'm just going to quickly put this in place to show you. what it can look like. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to put it in a 425-degree oven. Now, if you want to put your parchment paper and your beans, you know, on top, you can bake it for about 10 minutes like that. Take the beans out and then continue to bake it anywhere from another 10 minutes or even 15 minutes, because the total time is about 20 to 25 minutes for baking. I'm just going to take a fork, and then I'm just going to lightly go over all the top with these little holes, so when it bakes up, you know, you won't have a bubble. Okay? All right, but you can kind of get the idea, all right, of what it looks like. And maybe just a few more of those little holes. There we go. All right, let me rinse my hands, and then I want to show you what it looks like once it is baked up. And here it is. It will come out a beautiful golden brown. Put a piece of foil, of course, on the top so your edges don't brown too much, okay? And I'm going to actually, it's actually, well, a tiny bit warm, but I'm going to show you how I can lift this out and show you how beautiful brown this is on the bottom of this pie crust, that I can lift it right out of my pan. It makes a beautiful pie crust. And again, if you can just, you know, give it a try, because I know people hear yeast and, you know, you're not used to that, but it is a great tasting, flaky, crisp pie crust. So there you have it. I hope you like this recipe, especially if you try it. Leave a comment, because I always like to hear from you. And as always, I want to thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon.